Hi everybody, this is Lindsay from windingroadcrochet.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful flower granny square. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. So here is the granny square we're going to be making. It's made with worsted weight yarn and a size I crochet hook, and it's only 5 easy rows. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and start by making a slip knot and putting it on our hook, and then we're going to chain 2. Now I'm going to make a magic circle, so you just wrap your yarn around your finger and then start making a double crochet into that magic circle. And what we're going to do is we're going to work a total of 16 double crochet into this magic circle. And if you need a slower example of the magic circle, I do have a video for that. I do my magic circles slightly different. If you don't want to use a magic circle, another option would be to chain 3 and work all 16 double crochet into your very first chain. Both ways work just fine. So once all 16 double crochet are worked, you can pull the magic ring tight. Just pull on that nice and tight. And then you can slip stitch to the very first double crochet of this row. And then from here, we're actually going to fasten off. We're going to fasten off at the end of every single row. So fasten off and weave in your end, and then we'll be back for the next row. So once everything's woven in, you can go ahead and insert your hook into any stitch, yarn over with your new color. I'm using a light pink. And then you're going to pull your loop through and make 1 chain. That first chain is acting as our slip stitch. Now we will chain 2, and then we're going to double crochet into the same space. This is actually going to act as our first double crochet 2 together. So we're basically doing a double crochet 2 together or a double crochet decrease, but it is being worked all in the same stitch. This is also going to be referred to as a mini cluster stitch. So once we double crocheted, we are going to chain 2, and now we're going to work a double crochet 2 together into the next stitch. To do that, you'll yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, insert your hook into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook. So here we've worked 2 half double crochets, or half of a double crochet here. Yarn over once more and pull through all the loops on your hook. So we basically made 2 double crochets, but we gathered them together at the top. So now we are going to chain 1 and do a double crochet 2 together again. So pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all 3. So the first time we worked 2 chain, the second time we worked 1 chain between these stitches. Now we are going to work 2 chain again, and then work 2 double crochet together in the next stitch, and continue repeating that all the way around, just alternating 1 chain and 2 chain between your stitches. So when you reach the end of your row, you'll work your last double crochet 2 together. And you should be on your repeat where you will chain 1 and then slip stitch to the very first double crochet. And that completes this row. So in this row, you should have 8 chain 2 spaces and 8 chain 1 spaces all the way around. So fasten off and weave in your end again. All right, moving right along to row 3, you're going to insert your hook into any chain 1 space. Pull your yarn through, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook. This will make our slip knot. Then we will chain 1 and single crochet into the same space that we just slip stitched to. So now we're going to make our first petal for our flower. We're going to do this by chaining 2. And now we're going to make a cluster stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the chain 2 space and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Now we're going to do this twice more. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on the hook. Once more, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Now we're going to join all these together to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. That is our cluster stitch. Now we will just need to chain 1 and we'll work another cluster stitch. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook. There is your second cluster stitch. To finish the petal, we will chain 2 and then slip stitch to the chain 1 space. That completes our petal. Now there is our first petal with the single crochets on each side. And now we are just going to repeat this process. So once again, we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to work a cluster stitch in the chain 2 space. There we go. And then we will chain 1 and work another cluster stitch. There we go. Pull it through all the loops on the hook, and then we will chain 2 again, go to that chain 1 space, and single crochet. So just keep repeating this all the way around the row, making a total of 8 petals. When you finish your last petal, you will chain 2, and then simply slip stitch to the very first single crochet. We will fasten off, and then it's good to take a moment and weave in your ends. So now we're ready to move on to row 4. For row 4, we're using green, and we're going to turn this into a square. Insert your hook into any of the single crochets, yarn over and pull up that loop, yarn over again and pull it through the loop on your hook to make a slip stitch, and then make 2 more chain. Now please note I am not considering this as a stitch. So now we are going to double crochet. We are going to make a treble crochet, so you're going to wrap around twice and then complete it just like a double crochet. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over again and pull through 2. So it's a little bit taller than a double crochet. From here we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2. And then we are going to do another treble crochet because we're making our corner. So we want it exactly the same as the other side of the chain 2. So a treble crochet and then a double crochet. So there is our little corner, and it looks a little bit like a leaf. So from here we are going to chain 4, and we're going to completely skip the petal of the flower. So we're going to chain 4, go to that next single crochet and work a half double crochet into the single crochet of row 3. So just yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So now we are going to chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip the next petal completely. And then in that next single crochet, we're going to work a corner. Now remember, the corner again is a double crochet, a treble crochet, So you wrap your yarn around twice. We're going to chain 2. We are going to treble crochet again. We're going to work a double crochet, still working into that single crochet stitch. And now we're ready to go ahead and start skipping our stitches again. So just chain 4, half double crochet, chain 4, work a corner, and do this all the way around your row. So when you reach the end of the row, you will have a chain 4, and then you will slip stitch to the very first double crochet to complete the row. And that would have turned our flower into a nice square. So from here you can fasten off, pull your loop through, and weave in your ends before the next row. So as we do row 5, all we are going to do is work a nice row of double crochet all the way around our square. So to do this, we are going to pull the yarn up through one of the corners. We will yarn over and pull through to create a slip stitch. We're going to start by chaining 2. Remember, this does not count as a stitch. And we're going to double crochet twice into that chain corner. So 1 time and 2 times. So from here we are going to chain 2. This would create our next corner, and work another 2 double crochet. So 1 and 2. So for this corner and every corner, we've worked 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So on top of this treble stitch, and then on top of that double crochet stitch. Then we're going to work 4 double crochet into that chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are going to skip that half double crochet and work another 4 double crochet into the next chain 4 space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And that brings you right back to the corner. So you're just going to repeat the process all the way around, working your corner, working into the stitches, into the chain spaces, and then back into the corner. So once you've worked your way all the way around, you are just going to slip stitch to the very first double crochet, fasten off, and weave in all your ends. And you can make as many as you need for your project. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. And as always, thank you so much for watching.